Yes. Thanks for being so honest. This is great.
Okay, YouTube.
We are live, I think.
Live right now?
Right now?
That's what it says.
Oh.
Michaela, can you see us on yours?
Where do I go to click live? There.
Can anyone see us? We have
I think
good
you just
stream
said
health.
But I don't look good.
It was a joke.
We have zero.
Oh, it's delayed.
Wait, no. Hi, ladies. Here we go.
Hey! Fun.
Okay. Hey, guys, you see us? We're going to try this again. Thanks for your patience. Y'all are so amazing.
Oh, cool.
Okay, we are live. And can everyone hear me well? And can everyone see us well? Oh my gosh, we like booked it to get here. I set up all the camera equipment and the live stream in, I think, 3 minutes.
Yeah.
You don't even want to smell us. Like, we smell so bad. I'm just gonna speak for myself. I smell so bad. I look really bad. But we wanted to be here with you Sunday night, 7 p.m. West Coast time, because we had an amazing weekend all together. We rented, actually, Bree, thanks to Bree, she rented this big ass RV, and 6 women, 6 of us and Michaela. Hopefully Michaela will introduce herself in a second. We all like hopped in the RV, and we had dance parties. We had a lot of wine. We had inappropriate conversations. It was a really great bonding experience, even though we already are friends, but just like to continue to bond and really get to know each other. So, if you're new to our community here on YouTube, I'm Liz Bryant, or at Wild by the Mile on Instagram. And these are my van life friends. If you want to introduce yourself, I have the mic on, so I'm just going to kind of like turn to them.
I'm Jess. Hey, y'all. Oh,
We have like
bumping things around.
Yeah, we
here.
have dogs running around. Oh, our RV was 6 women and 2 dogs.
Yes. Can't forget the dogs. I'm sure he'll show up here to see you guys in a moment. But I'm Jess. I have an Instagram page called Van There, so you can find me there. Unfortunately, we're not really on YouTube yet, so I'll have to get inspired by these ladies.
Yeah, totally. I'm Lisa with Vacay Vans, Instagram, YouTube, all that jazz.
I'm Lacey.
And I'm Brianne.
And we're with the Ladies Van is our Instagram account. And yeah.
Okay, so we're going to tell you about our weekend. Michaela, if you can kind of like come watch these questions in the chat. Okay. So we're gonna talk to you about our weekend for just a few minutes, as giving you time to write us questions. So please, like, write anything in the chat. We have Michaela.
Hi, Michaela.
Further.
Michaela is a professional boxer. She went to the Olympics for boxing.
I'm not a banner. This is my home.
This is her home. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
I guess we should have addressed
We should totally address the obvious. We are in Michaela, which is Lacey's sister's apartment in Colorado. We are here because the live stream would have the best optimal, like, ability here to have Wi-Fi, and so we wouldn't have the fiasco that I had last live stream of being in the van and like trying to pick up a hotel's Wi-Fi and it, freaking out on us and us just getting disconnected.
No, I ain't scared.
She's scared. She says she's not scared of van life. Okay, so guys, you start asking us questions. Michaela will maybe copy some and put them in the notes if she wants, or she'll just remember them, and we'll answer them for you tonight. And you can ask any of us questions. So really quick, we went to the Women on the Road Van Life gathering in Taos, New Mexico this weekend.
Yeah, so Women on the Road is this really cool group. It's part of another group called She Explores. They have podcasts, and they create this community of women travelers. And they had their first all-women van life gathering in Taos, and it was really epic. It was great.
And Jess, like, what did you kind of get out of it, or?
I think it was really great to actually come together with both y'all and the larger community at hand and really hear the different stories that people have and the different backgrounds that we're coming from, and see us all come together with the spirit of travel and unity.
Yeah, and we also went because Lacey Bree and Jess are collaborating on a really big project right now, and we kind of wanted to get background information, inspiration, and just about what you're doing.
So we're creating the Van Life app, which is basically a resource, like a all-encompassing resource for van life, like connecting with people, finding where to sleep, where to park, where to get water, use the restroom, showers, etc. So we were going to get more feedback and get more people excited about the app that's coming out, and also we just couldn't miss the women on the road gathering.
Yeah.
Like,
How
just
can we
can't
miss
miss it.
that?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're a bunch of women in vans, and this is our bond.
This is our place. Even though it was slightly embarrassing to be there in a 32-foot RV.
We kind of glamped this
We were
weekend.
glamping.
We totally glad.
Yeah.
We glamped, we had a heater, we had, I mean, not that we don't have water in our vans, but, you know, we just had like,
Space.
we had,
Like a seating area.
we had, yeah,
Oh my gosh.
Couch.
Space.
we had couches, we could just like throw our clothes places and it didn't matter.
You know what though? I'd say like RV life is more difficult than van life.
Yeah.
Because of the navigating the big ass RV.
Navigating the RV, you have to plug in, you use a ton of water and electricity.
Yeah, we ran out of
We
water.
couldn't even plug in our phones without turning the generator
generator.
on, which is so annoying. So I choose van life still.
I totally choose van life still because of the solar panels, the maneuverability.
But when maybe I'm like 50 and I
Totally.
want to just campsite hop and have all the space.
Have a bunch of cats.
And you know, a lot of people do. A lot of people do ask us. We do get that on Instagram. Why do you choose a van over a Class B or a Class C?
Yeah.
Are we a Class B actually?
B,
Okay, we're a Class B.
technically,
So
because you
a
drive it.
Class C, excuse me,
Or A.
or A.
I don't think we'll be in one of those ever.
And so I think that was kind of the obvious answer is like the maneuverability. We want to stealth camp van.
Off grid.
We want to be off grid. We don't want to hop campsite to campsite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
But when we're 50 or 60,
Oh, yeah.
woo, we've got all the
room.
luxuries of an RV.
Yeah.
So that was our weekend, and we need to take showers tonight
Yes.
and do some laundry because we smell like campfire. So we're gonna get to your questions now. Thank you, Michaela, for typing away.
Okay. Listen, starts with basics, and then the last few are a little interesting.
Okay, how long have you been doing this? It is October 28th. So I've done this almost 1 year and 3 months. On November 9th, it will be 1 year and 3 months. Lisa,
7 months today.
7 months today,
I've had a van 2 years.
2 years.
We built out our first van 2 years ago.
In March of 2017.
Yeah. So, but we're part time. So
Yeah, Lacey
On
and
and
Bree
off.
are part-time.
full time business wise.
We're the full-time crew.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
And do you want to share? I think we both have really monumental like timelines right now. For me, it's almost October 31st, and for you, it's also.
Yeah. It's
And
like literally.
I feel comfortable sharing my story in just a second of the timeline aspect of that, like why October 31st is so meaningful to me, because it kind of just flipped my life around and propelled me to do solo van life. Do you feel comfortable kind of giving your story? Okay.
Totally. Yeah.
I totally put you on the spot, so I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, so I started van life with a boyfriend last year.
At this time.
Yeah, similarly to how Liz started van life with a boyfriend. And we lasted 2 weeks in the van, and literally last night, a year ago, is when we had our epic van life breakup. And so 1 year ago, right now, I was just like, oh my God, what am I gonna do?
Near the same location.
Yeah, very close. Yeah, Santa Fe. Yeah, so close to the same place. So it's just like, it's such a weird full circle to be back in this moment now, you know? And yeah, I took 3 months to kind of figure out like if I could do it solo and what I even wanted to do. And so I'm loving it now. And so 7 months is like my stretch of solo. I'm doing it, and I don't want to stop anytime soon.
Right? We're in this, we can do this, and we know what to do now. We're in this groove, and we feel confident in ourselves. And that's the biggest lesson when other women or just even guys ask us, how did you make the leap? And how did you put this in action? And I think a lot of it is, for me, you can Google how to do van life, and you can Google where am I going to park at night? Where am I going to get water? Until you're blue in the face. But Google cannot tell you how your life will turn out. So sometimes you just have to say, this is going to be uncomfortable, but I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
And that was a big choice for all of us, is we just had to say, we're going to do it. So October 31st is meaningful and timely for me, which is in a few days, because from August 9th until Halloween night, I was in the van with my partner at the time of 2.5 years, and he built the van, I designed it, and then we had just kind of a fight, kind of like our first major fight, but it was also like our last fight. I'm probably not going to go into it right now. I'll have to think of how I just want to be tasteful about it. But the next October 31st, I picked him up from a gig, like a contract working gig, and he told me to take him to the airport. And I dropped him off at the airport. He bought a plane ticket on the way, and I've never talked to him since. I've never seen him since. I've talked to him just like, can we get my stuff and everything? But that was the day that changed my life from van life with a male partner van life to solo van life in an instant. And I did take about a month, and I went back home to Tulsa, Oklahoma, and I healed, and I was with my family, and I had those doubts, like, can I do this on my own? Am I going to be able to do this? I don't know, really. I mean, I know how to do all this, but can I physically, mentally, emotionally do van life on my own? And I did. That's like really the point, is like, I had to believe in myself. I had to know that I was fearless. I was determined. I am determined. And I wasn't going to let fear or negativity or no stop me. Okay, now let's get to some of your questions. Where are you guys from? I'm from Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Austin, Texas.
My last permanent address was in Maryland, in Baltimore.
We're from Los Angeles or San Diego.
San Diego.
Yeah.
Yeah. Originally LA. San Diego's way better. So I love San Diego. I think this one's interesting. Like, do you guys have a doctor and a dentist? Do you even have insurance? Do you care about modern medicine?
That is a good one. I was actually going to make this a YouTube video separately, just all about healthcare. I will kind of graze over my position on it. I pay for my dentist out of pocket. My dentist is in Tulsa, Oklahoma, because I found that dental care is cheaper in the Midwest, where I'm from, and it also gives me an excuse to go back and visit my family regularly. And I don't have health care. I think, I'm not honestly sure. Like, I know I did have what we call the healthcare exchange. Some people label it as Obamacare. I did have that. I'm not quite sure if I'm current on that, so I need to check into that. I have had to go to urgent care once in the last year and a half when I had a really bad case of the flu, and I just paid for urgent care out of pocket. It was like $50.
Interesting question, like the presumption, or just the question in general, do we care about health insurance as though van lifers are different than regular people, right? So I understand where the question's coming from, but at the same time, we have a couple businesses. I'm a professor. I get insurance through my company. Like, a lot of us have health insurance either through companies or through our own businesses, or for paying for it on our own, the same way someone who lives in a box would, right? A box, but like a house would, right?
A rectangle. We call them
rectangle.
a rectangle.
House, different things.
Yeah. Well, I'm like just getting to that point where I have my like annual checkups, or I'm supposed to get my dentist cleaning, and I like have missed those appointments because I didn't think I'd be on the road still. And so now I'm kind of, they're on like my to-do list, and now I'm at the point where I'm like pushing them back, but like I can't push them back so far because I'm gonna wake up and it'll be like 2 years since I've been to the dentist, you know. So.
And you can pay for dental care out of pocket.
Yeah.
But if you ask us, well, what happens if something really bad happens? Well, just like you've gotten in 2 car accidents since in the van, so this is a perfect question for you.
Well, in terms of the vehicle insurance, I mean, it's kind of complicated. It's very, very dependent on what state you're in. But definitely I would get your van insured as a motorhome first through your state, like get it registered as a motorhome, because it'll make getting insurance a lot easier. It really depends what state you're in, though. As far as healthcare and modern medicine, I'm a scientist, so yes, I believe in medicine. I think it can do well for people. I work in that space still from the road. I pay out of pocket for dentistry, and then I also have a marketplace health insurance through the state that I used to live in.
Exactly, and I think that's what a lot of van lifers do. They have the marketplace state-by-state insurance.
I think these go good together. So, did you guys have to save a bunch of money to start this whole van life? And then how do you make a living on the road?
That is my YouTube video next week of how I made van life a reality financially and the steps I put in place. So I'm gonna skip that question. I'm gonna tease you for next week. But if you guys want to just kind of briefly talk about.
Yeah, so I'm a digital nomad. I work on my computer. I do a few different jobs, and so I also manage some real estate in Austin, and I just remotely manage everything. So I have to stay in service, but I'm working on the road, so that's how I'm sustaining it.
Yeah, same. I'm digital nomad. We didn't save any extra. We actually kind of went into debt doing the build, but because living on the road is so much cheaper than living in a box or whatever we're calling it, a rectangle, we're paying off that debt. I mean, we're almost in the clear. I think we're 5 months out away from debt, just using that money that we make on the road through our careers. Even though they are part-time, they're still making us money, and that's the way you want to set up your life so that you can do that adventure and you can take all those adventures, but balance it with being connected and getting your shit done.
Yeah, for sure.
Originally, Lacey and I were both teachers, so we took summers and breaks off. I think I had 4 months off a year as a teacher, and she had like 2, or 3. So we'd travel. We bought our van to do that, so we weren't doing it full time, and we didn't really save a ton of money to do it. We were lucky enough to have a little bit extra cash to do our build because building is very, even an inexpensive build is still going to run you a couple $1,000s. So we were lucky enough to be able to do that. But
now I don't teach anymore. So I quit. I stopped teaching. I was a 5th grade teacher for 4 years. And Brandon and I started a couple businesses. And one of the businesses that I run right now is called SD Camper Vans. And we convert vans. We bring people bring us their cargo vans, and we turn them into RVs for them. And then we also have a fleet of 10 rental vans. So we manage that, but we also stay very local to San Diego. So that local has been helpful.
Well, I think like our first time on the road really inspired us to work towards being remote. So now with these businesses, we're setting it up in a way that we can be more remote and still get everything done, because we don't do the labor on the vans. We have our employees and woodworkers and stuff who do that, but then we do the business, which we'll be able to do remotely.
It's really difficult. We've done a couple trips going remote and working. We were with Jess and Mike traveling for like 2 weeks.
2 weeks, yeah.
Oh, it's hard. We got to leave service at night and go into the wilderness, and it was awesome because we got away, but it was also so stressful. It's like wake up in the morning, we're like gonna go find Wi-Fi and hit it hard today, or don't hit it hard today. We're gonna go hiking today. It was really nice, but it was also kind of stressful. So I'm learning. I'm really trying to learn and get better at it.
Can you guys see and hear us okay? Just let us know on the chat. It's not frozen here. Okay. Yeah, just let us know really quick if you can see us and hear us okay. But I do think that there is this kind of, maybe it's a misconception, maybe it's not. There's this idea out there that you have to have a lot of money and save a lot of money to do van life. And I think that we are saying that it's not.
Totally.
Oh, this person just said she thought she had to pay off her debt before she went on the road, but she's realizing she can still take care of like everyday life while she's on the road. She doesn't have to do it all first.
Absolutely.
And I thought this question was interesting because it's from a really young girl. She's 13, and she's like, what if I didn't want to go to college? What if at 18, instead of going to college, I wanted to get a van and join the van life? Like, what would your advice be to someone young, since this is, she's a millennial young person thinking of joining that kind of lifestyle, which is not normal?
That's a good question. I think first off, you may get pushback from your parents, and you may get pushback from society. It is about your own path and your own conviction. If you believe this is your path enough, then you will find ways to implement that and kind of put blinders on and earmuffs, earplugs in, and tune tune that out, have tunnel vision. But your life is going to change a lot between 13 years old and 18 years old, or 13 years old and 15 years old even. So what you believe that you want right now may change. I mean, like by the time you're 18, we might all be flying in cars that fly, you know, like jet vans, yeah.
Jet life.
So what would your
Yeah, I personally, because I was a lawyer before doing this, and I did that whole thing where I like went to undergrad, went to grad school.
we all did.
Yeah, like
We all did, yeah.
I actually was a little different.
But we all went to college. We all
have graduate level degrees.
and we all were really invested in our careers.
Yeah, but I didn't know what I wanted to do at all, and I see so many people go to college because that's what we're kind of supposed to do. But then if you don't know what you're doing, if you don't know why you're going, you might just end up with a whole bunch of debt and not any much more direction. So I kind of think maybe taking a little bit of a break to think about what you really want before making that huge commitment and taking
Either
on
way.
that debt. Either way.
direction.
Yeah, I think that could be a good thing for you if you make it happen.
I think there's also many different ways you can do it. I didn't get my bachelor's degree until I was 26, and then I got my master's degree at 28, and now I teach at a university. Like, I didn't go on a linear path.
Yes.
And as a professor, I know that a lot of my students don't want to be there, and they're getting into debt because they're being told to, and they're expected to, but they're not getting anything out of it. I think you can either get a degree or you can get a degree and an education, and most people just get a degree, which doesn't do you anything anymore.
Yes.
The education part of college, I wouldn't take back at all.
Yeah.
So what is our advice for a 13-year-old who may want to do this at 18? Just have enough passion about it and let your life unfold, and you have to have tunnel vision.
But if you don't go to school, do something.
Yeah, don't just exactly. Do something with your life.
Yeah, because van life
is so
not
good.
just like living in a van and taking pictures out the back window. Like, we're still creating and building our own worth out here. Independent of whether or not we're in a van, we're doing something that would fulfill us in other ways.
Yeah, van life isn't, I know we post these pictures on Instagram of us in our bathing suits just sun tanning and making everything look glamorous. And there is a lot of fulfillment and glamour in van life, but there's also not a lot of glamour in van life. Like,
We haven't showered.
we haven't showered and I don't even know how long. And yeah, like, we show you the really good. I think we write and we share with you the real. In our pictures, though, we do show you the positives of it. But like in my Instagram, I tell you all the shit that comes along with it. Like, I want to be very transparent and true with you. So this isn't for the faint of heart, and this isn't just like to dabble in something. We had a very strong belief and a very strong conviction that we wanted to explore, and we believed in exploring and seeing things more than we believed in staying in one place.
There was an interesting question from someone saying that they're transgender and they're wondering what the viewpoints in the community of the people that are living the van life. Are they open-minded? Like, what type of people are they? Which I think is an interesting question. Because you guys all come from different walks of life.
Yeah, we are all definitely different people. We have different upbringings. We all have this strong personality. I think that's kind of what unites us.
Yeah. But I think the van life community in general is like very open. However, it is predominantly white heterosexual people who come from a background with money. That's like generally true. Not everyone, but a lot of people come from that background. So, I mean, Lacey and I are gay. We know several other van lifers who are gay, some that are transgender. So no matter what you're going to fit in, there just might not be a ton of you, right? But the community in and of itself is super accepting because we're all stigmatized in general.
So you're saying that the majority, though, because you're a researcher, this is not just like, she's not just throwing these stats out. Like, Bree is the person who's looked into this. That predominantly white heterosexual couples? Is it more couples
people.
than, okay, it's not like more couples than males or females solo?
I would just say white heterosexual
Okay.
people in general.
I think
With
a very
that
non-judgmental community
Yeah.
in general.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Michaela would be a good person to answer that.
Huh. What was the question?
You said it.
Okay, what else do they want to
So
know?
another question is, did you guys ever feel like, so you were a lawyer, right? So was there a point where you're like, no, I'm a fucking lawyer. I can't go and just dip out on society and join the van life. So someone's asking, like, what if you have a job that doesn't fit into van life, but you still want to be a part of it?
I mean, honestly, and I think a lot of us can speak to this, I think
Yeah.
you kind of have to create the job that you want. I mean, like, yeah, I took a traditional path, but I was never a traditional person. And I mean, it was never going to work. I kind of just did it to be taken seriously and to be able to do other things, other entrepreneurial things. So, I mean, your job right now, your life right now may not work with van life in this exact moment, but if you want something bad enough, I really think that you can probably start to create opportunities for yourself, open yourself up. And I mean, you're going to have to make some changes if you want to change your career.
The 4-Hour Work Week was a book that really helped me
Yeah.
with that
Definitely.
mindset.
Jess, I feel like this is a great question for you. How do you make your van safer? I know you have items on your van that
Yeah, so I'd say that one, we started out with a pretty stealth build. We don't have gear hanging off the van. Everything is safely and cleanly secured inside the van under the platform bed. And then otherwise, we have a security system in the van, so we can both see what Vinny is doing when we leave him in there. We can monitor the temperature. There's glass big sensors. It's basically a home security system in a van. Yeah, and we just keep a Wi-Fi hotspot in there all the time, so that it's always connected. Yeah, but we've never had any problems. Even on days when I'm just like sitting in the van working, like very rarely do I see people just like come and peek in. Like when the door is open, you see people do side glances because they're like, what? What's in that van? But yeah, in terms of that's what security when we're not there. Always lock it.
It's good. It's good to do.
is it scary being women on the road? Do you feel you're a target? No, not at all. I also don't let fear dictate my life.
No.
I've never felt unsafe. And I just don't let that fear of the what ifs, like what if someone targeted you or.
We talked about this.
We did. This is definitely a topic. Yeah.
Yeah.
You want me to? Well, there's a lot of interesting perspectives on this question because one of the things that we talked about is men are the victims of violence at way higher rates than women are, right? They're the perpetrators and the victims of violence. But for some reason, we ask women if they feel safe, even though men experience it way more often. So this like narrative kind of has a tendency to make you question whether or not you're safe, even if you have no reason to feel unsafe. So it's interesting. Do you want to?
Yeah, it's like asking, is it scary to just exist in the world as the humans that we are? You know, like that's kind of how I feel about it. Like, no, I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid in my daily life. I wasn't afraid traveling abroad, you know, but just for some reason people think
Driving.
driving
is scary.
driving can be a little scary. But yeah, no, I think it's interesting that this is always a question and yeah, and I feel the same way as Liz. Like, I mean, that's just not a part of my life.
With sexual assault too, it's almost always someone you know. So this idea that you're going to get taken in the back of your van and, you know, it's just an idea that gets perpetuated.
So this
Real happens, but
It does happen.
this question, I promised you that I would give you the answer this week. Where do I get my mail? Where do I send packages on the road? Where do my bills go? Bills. It sounded like I'm taking my Arkansas, Oklahoma roots back. Where do my bills go, y'all? Well, they go. No. So I have a P.O. box in San Diego. If you have been a part of our community for the last 3 months, then you know I will go back to San Diego about a week a month on average to film for a hospital there because I still have a full-time job of creating creating marketing videos for a hospital in San Diego. So all my bills, my payments that are made to me, that's how I'm kind of tracked down, is I have a P.O. box in San Diego. If I need to get a package on the road, for instance, about a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, I ordered some items on Backcountry, and you can watch my video from last week about what I wanted to buy on Backcountry because I wanted to kick my butt back into gear, back into shape for fitness this fall. I get on USPS, so the United States Postal Service's website, and I look for general delivery. So there's steps that will walk you through how to find general delivery. You just search it on USPS website. You search, like I was in San Francisco area, so San Francisco, and it will show you the post offices that accept general delivery. So all you do is you write your name down, Liz Bryant, general delivery, and the post office's address. And you can do that anywhere as long as that post office accepts general delivery. And how you find that out is you get on USPS website. Another way, like when we all went to Burning Man together, all of us, you had some stuff delivered to Amazon Locker.
Oh yeah, Amazon lockers are great. Those are really good.
Yeah, I mean, we also use just like the UPS or FedEx stores, although they do sometimes charge you for delivery. Otherwise, friends' houses, my parents' house, whoever we're seeing along the way. One thing I would note about general delivery is that definitely call and check their hours, because they're often open like Wednesdays from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. Like they're just not open. So you really have to coordinate your arrival within that city with this narrow window of time that the USPS is open. So just knowing that in advance is helpful.
It's so true. Like if your package is expected to arrive Saturday because you bought it Thursday, make sure they're open Saturday if you want to use it Saturday.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you all have P.O. boxes?
So I have an address in Austin at like one of my rental properties, but I was just talking to someone today about US Global Mail. It's basically one of those services where they scan it, and this is what I'm definitely absolutely going to do. Like they scan everything, and you can tell them to open it or to discard it, and then the packages, you can have things sent there. Because I've had things sent to a post office in Reno, a post office in Portland, and like I did not pick them up. So like, they're just gonna be, because like I changed my plans.
Wait, you have stuff at those post offices?
We've had that happen.
And you haven't even, it's just sitting there?
As far as I know, I don't even know.
Is it good stuff?
I mean, not that good. I don't know.
I have another question.
Okay.
So just really quick, let's check our stream health. Is everyone seeing and hearing us well? Let me just see really quick. Who are you guys besides Liz? Well, we introduced ourselves in the beginning. Just scroll back if you can. Just really quick, just let us know if you can see and hear us, okay, please. All good. Okay, thank you guys. So did you find a really good question, Brie?
Yeah, what are your pros and cons of van life?
Pros and cons of van life. That's a very broad question.
The community is a big pro.
But it's also a con.
But it's also a con because you get lonely.
Absolutely.
And you have to connect, you have to consciously connect with that community and cross paths because you get lonely, as we've talked on this YouTube channel about before. And we don't, like, I know we kind of maybe put this persona or like perspective out there, like, oh yes, we just hang out all the time, like we're just all hanging out in a circle singing Kumbaya and Lacey's hula hooping for us. Like we don't all just bang on our like little hippie drums and ukulele all the time and just hang out in a circle and do van work, do computer work. Like we have to say to each other, okay, we want to do this together. How can we make this happen? Like how can we cross paths on the road?
Yeah.
Actually, I've seen and hung out with you all more than I have like my regular friends, like in my stationary place. But that was on my first like 2 months on the road. That was the biggest thing. It was we were lonely. Even though Lacey and I were together, we were still very lonely. So finding that community was
so awesome.
The biggest thing we could have done.
I love your quote on this. Will you share?
Oh my
Your
gosh,
partner
what
can't
is
be
it?
everything. Your partner could be it.
Oh, yes. Your partner can't be everything to you. And so I travel with my husband, and we've been on the road for almost 2 years now. And, you know, what you find is that you have this constant traveling companion, so you have someone, but, like, it is not fair to assume that your husband is going to want to drink wine and watch, like, girly Netflix with you, or go on a hike with you one day. Like, and they have their own priorities and, like, desires in life, and respecting both of those things and realizing that you might need to phone a friend to, like, really be there for you. Yeah, your partner can't be everything.
We talked about this last night. So you're in this space by yourself. Well, not by yourself. You're in this small space. You are figuring out so much about yourself, about what makes you tick, about all these thoughts running through your head, about I don't know, like how your life has kind of unfolded, like who you deeply are. And so learning these things, I feel like van life pushes you to learn these things about yourself because you're more, as we learned, you're more idle. You don't have as many distractions. And so what I'm trying to get at, sorry, I'm kind of got off track, but what I'm trying to get at is I don't have anyone to like just sit there and talk incessantly to in a van.
Neither do I.
Yeah.
I do.
You have yeah, you have a partner, but sometimes you just do have to like say, okay, today we're gonna draw the curtain and we're gonna have our alone time. Right?
Yeah.
So there's been a few questions about houses. Do any of us have rental properties, or do we own houses? Do we have a mortgage?
Actually, yeah.
No, and no, all of those for me. I don't have a rental, I don't have a mortgage, I don't have a home, nothing.
I think all of the
rest of us
the
all
rest
do.
of
The
us
rest
own
of you,
property.
yes.
Yeah.
I'm the
Yeah.
exception,
Yeah.
you guys are the
Yeah.
rule. So want to start first, Lacey?
We bought a house, a condo
in Los Angeles
in LA. When was that?
In 2012. We bought at a really good time. It was cheaper to buy a place than to rent in LA.
We ended up selling it 2 years later, almost on the dot.
Yep, and that's how we paid for our van.
Van and honeymoon, yeah.
I personally have owned 2 homes and sold them. My husband had a home, and so I had moved into that before we lived in the van. And so we thought we were only going to be on the road for 1 year. We were like, okay, we'll just rent it out for the year. We have a place to come back to if we fucking hate it. Sorry.
Exactly.
And it turned
though.
out, though, that we loved it. And so now my husband is actually in Philly moving another gal into the house now. And so, yeah, we just signed a new lease with them, which is awesome because it's not like it makes like a ton of money. It's I wouldn't really consider it a money maker, but it does kind of just protect that initial investment that he had made 7 years ago in the house.
Yeah, and then I also have property. I used to flip houses for a little period of time, and so I have one rental property that's not really like income producing, but then I have one that's an Airbnb, and so I manage that remotely. Now, you know, I've been doing it for a few years now, and so now I've got it kind of on lockdown, so I'm able to manage that remotely. So I do have property as well, but it's not like a place I can just go to and start living in right now.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
I really liked this question that a lady just asked. How do you manage arguments with a significant other in such a small space?
Oh, man.
We don't fight.
We're perfect.
I think we over communicate about things, which can sometimes cause a fight and sometimes solve the fight. And then there's also like the whole outdoors that you can just go for a hike, go get your alone time, go recenter yourself, come back without screaming at each other. For the record, Mike has never screamed at me ever. It's me that does that, but
He's very calm.
he's here and I am here.
How do you guys move?
So, building off of communication, the time to communicate was a big one for us when we're on the road. Is when we don't have so much to worry about. None of the everyday the stressors of everyday life that kind of seep into your pores and cause you to be distracted. And then when you have an argument, maybe blow up because you're miscommunicating, you don't have time to communicate. And instead, breathing and taking the time to, wait a minute, did you hear me right? Let me repeat that. Oh, so you said blah, 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 right? And confirming with each other what you said, and just that time, I would say the time is so nice.
As you two know as well, it can make or break a relationship. Like, van life will not make a relationship better if it's not good to begin with.
Yeah.
So
Having a kid or
It
something.
brings out everything in a relationship.
In everything. It amplifies
everything. Everything about yourself, everything about your relationship. Ooh,
Your self-growth, your change, like you're propelling in one direction or another. Like there's no coasting in the van.
Yeah.
Like it's amplified.
it's an interesting thing too, because Lacey and I traveled internationally a lot, and we didn't start to be able to explore ourselves and our creativity and like our passions until we really like started traveling in the van, and we had so much time on our hands to, I don't know, take a chance on
And
ourselves.
grow with each other.
Yeah.
Help each other out, lift each other up.
Yeah.
I thought this was a really good question too by that guy's camper. Many women are used to daily showers, even multiple showers a day. How have we handled that transition? So I shower about once a week, I would say.
Excluding baby wipes.
That's a lot.
I don't really do wipes because, I just don't. I don't really do wipes. I will jump in the ocean. And that, when I say shower, I mean like wash my hair. I will, if I smell, I will get a rag and put soap on it, Dr. Bronner's, and then like wash, my arms and my armpits and then put on deodorant and that stuff. And I'll like wash my face in my sink. As far as showering though, washing my hair, I'll use dry shampoo, and I shower on average once a week. How did I get that? How did I make that transition? A lot of uncomfortability. You have to be really effing uncomfortable to live van life, and then it just becomes kind of your normal. Like, I was really uncomfortable not having a shower or a toilet. I could just walk in the bathroom, shut the door, and the water would just be run free. I would have unlimited water.
Hot water.
Hot water. And like, and just run it. Just like not even have to think about turning it off while you're brushing your teeth.
Yes.
But that's not my normal anymore. So,
You have to turn it off while you brush your teeth.
well,
Even
yes.
in a regular house.
I know, and I did that. I'm just saying people don't.
People don't. Some people.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't.
Yeah, I'm
actually.
the same. I'm like a once a week. But the thing is that I never showered all that often.
So there was not a transition.
It was pretty fine. But
Yeah.
it depends on like if I'm around other people. Because if it's just me for a week, like who cares? But if I'm
I
hanging
really
out
like-
with somebody.
I really like the outdoor showers because you can just hang it on a tree and just like no one's around.
And
so
that's the best. An outdoor
be
shower is the
naked.
best
In the
shower.
summer.
In the shower. Yeah.
We
in the
also
summer.
will not
good.
go very long without a shower.
We also-
we can't.
Oh, yeah.
Like Lacey and I are still. We're not full time. We're only like 50%. But when we're out, we're like, 5 days was I think our longest time without. a
Yeah.
shower.
Oh my God. I was just like.
I was miserable.
But
Right now it's been 4 days.
that's so
3
funny.
days. 3 days.
We're
And
all
I'm like,
gonna
I'm
shower.
ready.
I'm ready.
And we didn't even go to the hot spring.
Yeah, I think the bottom line is though, you just have to wrap your head around the fact that you aren't going to have that option anymore. And you transition into just realizing that this is your new normal.
Yeah. I mean, if you want, you can go to the gym every day. Like, if that's what you want, that can be your version of van life. You don't have
For
to go
sure.
5 days. Like, you probably will have to be in cities more often, though. So it's kind of a give and take. I'm a big fan of spray bottles with Dr. Bronner's in it.
Yes.
Yeah, and just wipe yourself down.
Sorry, Erin, my face, I'm not trying to look skeptical. I just don't have really good distance vision. And so it's kind of hard for me to read the small font. So I'm squinting because I'm not skeptical of anyone's questions. I just can't see. And so I naturally squint.
That's why you wanted the notepad.
The notepad?
Yeah, you can magnify it.
Oh yeah, I need the notepad. Wait, I just saw a really good question about what about the dog? A dog in a van. How do you handle that?
I would say first put a lot of insulation in your van so that you can protect your animals from both the hot and the cold. We also have insulated window covers My dog is 15 and he's deaf, so nothing is gonna wake him up. Like he's not gonna bark at other people. Obviously that'll be different for other animals, but we have the camera, we have a temperature sensor, so if we're not in the van, we can monitor him at all times and know if he's comfortable. And the temperature sensor actually sends us an alert if it's too hot or too cold, and we can just rush back and address it then. It does change the way you travel because national parks are basically a no-go for dogs on the trail. So we either have to find a rover.com sitter or we just do a day hike and he stays in the van.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't have a pet, and I'm terrified of getting a pet because I wouldn't know what to do.
Yeah.
I would love a dog, but I would be terrified that I would go on a hike for too long, or it would be too hot or too cold, and
There's apps though.
just wouldn't know what to do.
There's apps for that.
It's a lot of responsibility.
What's one feature you wish you had in the van? Or that you couldn't live without?
Oh, I need a heater right now.
Oh, yes. Oh my God.
That's a heater for right now is
Toilet.
one thing I wish I had.
Toilet.
I think
far.
also to stand up. Like that's real because it's
Well, dang, there's so many.
Okay, there's a lot of requirements, guys.
But you know what? The cool part about all of our, like how you said this just a while ago, everything that we have in the van, we love.
Yeah.
So there's nothing in the van that we don't love. So yeah, a toilet, because all of us have toilets. My cell phone, because we all have a cell phone. Standing up, yeah, we all can stand up. So it's like, yeah, everything in the van is what we're passionate about.
There is stuff in the van that I don't like because it's hers.
How do you keep? This is a really good one. I was going to talk to you about this in an upcoming video. I'll just give you some of my answer, a little preview, because we are going to do a video on safety, especially as being solo female travelers. Do you keep your location a secret so no weirdos or stalkers find you? I do not real-time post, so I love when you all message me and you say, hey, we want to meet up with you, we see you're in Napa right now. Well, chances are that I was in Napa 3 days ago, but I am not real-time posting for my own safety.
Yeah. I mean, my stories are pretty timely, but I try to stay vague enough that I'm like, I don't say like exactly where I'm working in a coffee shop if I'm working somewhere, you know? Yeah.
Because some people are creepy. I mean, we posted one photo of something in the van, and there was just like a little, you could kind of see like a parking lot through the windows, and somebody was like, oh my God, you're at this place. And it's just like, okay. I mean, we have to be on guard about these things. I mean, yes, we want to meet up with people, but at the same time, when we don't want that company, if we want to be by ourselves, we need that freedom.
And it's very, very nice and very, very special to each one of us when you come up to us out of the blue, when we're just like walking on a beach or we're at the supermarket and you come up to us and you say, oh, are you Wild by the Mile? Are you Vacay Vans? Are you the ladies van? Are you van there? Like, I love following you. That's so special to us, and that's not creepy. Like, I always get,
that's awesome.
Yeah,
are
that
you
is
this
awesome.
person? I'm sorry if I sound creepy. Like, you don't sound creepy. It surprises us, and it makes this so much more meaningful. Like, it makes us feel like I'm spending all this time sharing my life with you for a reason, because you're like actually watching.
Yeah.
Because I didn't start doing this just to like have a following or anything. I did this because I'm like, well, I can do this, so can you, so I'm gonna show you how I do it.
So many people message that we're living their dream.
Yeah,
well, you can do it
absolutely.
too, and so we all do our little part to kind of share that with you, like
I think-
businesses or whatnot.
What's cool is like we're also involved with like gatherings. Like we were just at a gathering together. You know, the ladies' van, they put on gatherings in San Diego. We all recently started doing pop-up gatherings where, you know, we'll say, okay, we're going to be in Portland or Seattle. We would love to meet you. You know, let's all get together and like, you know, you can meet other people that are interested in van life. So I think that it's great to create those spaces to like connect with people, which is really awesome as well.
Are women traveling by themselves in their 50s or 60s?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
There were a lot at the Women on the Road gathering.
Yeah, 70s.
Oh, there were tons of 50s and 60-year-olds and 70.
Yeah.
That woman was so cute with, didn't she have a little Ford Connect, a Transit
Yeah.
She
Connect?
couldn't even stand in her van. No way.
And she was 70?
Perfect for
And
a
she
solo
built it
female.
herself.
She was so rad.
definitely rad.
Cool.
Yeah.
And she had her cane, not her cane, her walking
walking
stick,
stick.
her wood walking
And a
stick.
portrait that her 5-year-old grandson drew of her was like one eye and a little smile in the van. Like, that is awesome. So awesome.
Does the weather change where you go?
Yeah, it's freaking cold right now, and I need a heater.
Oh, so okay, we learned this trick this summer that you can go to the Weather Channel app, and there's layers that you can look at, and one of them is temperature, and so then you can just look at the predicted temperature around you, or like rain or whatever filter you want to use, and then if it's too hot, you just stay like in the other areas that aren't like blazing red.
Wow.
Yeah.
We were all together, and we like pulled out this app because it was hot. It was like gonna be over 100 degrees.
Yeah.
And we're like all looking. We're like, okay, where is it not hot?
Yep.
Yeah.
I remember
There.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna
and
go
I was in California.
there.
A lot of us do stay in San Diego in the winter. Like
Yeah.
you guys will come and visit, and
Totally.
Actually, San Diego is like the van life hub during winter time. So from like November
Transient
to
hub.
February, we have just van lifers. I've met everyone I started following when I started this like whole van life thing. We met in San Diego randomly at like a place. So
Okay, so let's give you guys 5 more minutes. We've been on here 50 minutes, and so we've been driving all day. Bree has been driving. Thank you, Bree.
Thank you, Bree.
We've been driving. We want to take showers. We want to
Eat dinner.
Eat dinner.
Oh,
Michaela's making us. Can you just come say hi to the people?
Say hi.
Show us your muscles.
Michaela.
No, you're not.
So in the next 5 minutes, we'll continue. We'll answer your questions. But aside from the events,
Mail in
like
your
bring-
ballots ASAP.
Oh, yes, I know.
Yeah.
I have mine in San Jose. I'm doing it when I get back tomorrow.
Yeah,
Yep.
absolutely.
Absolutely.
Very
Phil.
important.
It's so important. This election is so important. All elections are so important. Definitely do it.
Okay, anyone else want to, do you guys think that there are any topics that we haven't talked about that are just timely or on our minds?
Go through
Closing
who we are
comments.
again and be done. And
Sure, we can go through who we are again if you're just not joining us. Let's just wait a few more minutes. How convincing my girlfriend to live it? Oh, I like that. How would I convince my girlfriend to live this lifestyle?
ooh, oh,
show her vacay vans, van there, Wild by the Mile.
you know what? I actually have a really good answer for
Because
this.
you weren't like, your boyfriend at the time was the one that kind of convinced you.
No.
No? Okay.
No, he
I
didn't-
was the
he
one
didn't
who
convince
convinced
me.
my partner
Same.
that
Yeah,
I started.
no.
We were all the
Yeah,
convincers?
yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry, I messed that
Yeah.
up.
But I was gonna say, what you could do is you can rent a van and you could try out the experience.
With SD camper vans.
They rent SD camper vans, rental vans, because that's like the way to do it, right? Like you can experience this lifestyle for a short period of time and be like, oh my God, this is amazing. Who needs showers? And then you can convince her.
Yeah.
And then you can convert a van with SD camper vans. And we can give you a hot shower on the back of your door.
This is not a paid advertisement, P.S. I said usually like that would be like paid advertisement. I'd be like, go to SD camper vans for all your camper van needs, and I'm like,
Say that again.
Liz, I love this.
The website.
Levine, she said, hey Liz, are you still planning to live in a van with your mom? Not live in a van, definitely not. But I will, I'm gonna do I don't know if we're gonna do a week or 2 weeks, probably just a week to try it out. A week road trip with my mom, and that's gonna come soon. I think it's gonna kind of come in the next month. I need to book her ticket out to California. And I actually want to know right now in the comments below from you all, where should I take my mom on our adventure? Should I show her Utah? Should I show her Zion? I'm sorry, I just blanked out. Bryce, thank you. Arches, Moab, Canyonlands, or should I show her San Diego and start from San Diego and go up along the coast? Where should I go? Where do you think the best place for my mom, I think she's like 64 years old, where should I take her to explore when she's only really seen Arkansas and Oklahoma her entire life?
In November, right?
In November.
Okay, so weather-wise, that's a good time,
I was
right?
gonna say definitely California, but
Yeah. Okay, so if you continue to have comments, questions, write them write them below. Also, we're gonna go through who these ladies are. They are my friends, like some of my best friends in van life, probably my best friends in van life. And so you can find them, and I'm sure I'll have to, like, every time I've wanted them to come on this YouTube channel with me. This is like the third time, and finally I don't know what I did. Like, I've tried to get them, this is the third time that I've tried to get them to come on this YouTube channel with me. And this time I just got them. I just like said, yeah, we're doing this.
Not eating dinner until.
Yeah, you don't have an option.
No, it was very fun. We loved it.
So yeah, let's just quick wrap up on who we are and how you can find my best van friends if you have questions for them.
All right, I'm Jess from Van There, so van.there on Instagram and vanthare.com.
And I'm Lisa, Vacay Vans, Instagram, YouTube, and vacayvans.com.
I'm Lacey, and this is my wife Brienne, and we're at the Ladies Van on Instagram. We have at the Van Life app, and we have at SD Campervans, and then it's also www.sdcampervans.com.
They're trying to get. They're trying to get all the ad in they can. Okay, guys. Okay, well, I'll see you next Sunday, 7 p.m. West Coast time, and I'm thinking, let's vote on these right now. Let's vote on these 2 topics for next week. What my parents think about me living in a van. That's one topic. Topic A for an option. Topic B, or second topic we could talk about, is how I made van life a reality. So the steps I put in place, the money situation, the steps on the money side of it, and just how I made this dream and this idea my life.
Yeah.
So thank you guys all for joining us.
Thank you. Bye.
We love you. Bye. Signing off.